Hey Pisces, I'm tuning in for a reading today. Let's see what comes up for your energy. These readings are timeless, so whenever they resonate is when it's most aligned for you. If you would like to book a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Holy Spirit, what are your messages for Pisces today? What does Pisces need to know? Okay, we have the first card coming in, Eight of Swords. Okay, Two of Wands, Five of Cups, Three of Wands, and then we have Three of Pentacles. Ace of Swords in the reverse. I'm gonna get one last card, or two. Four of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the upright, and there's actually one card that fell on the floor here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this card. It's the Hermit in the upright. So major arcana coming in. Okay, Pisces, so what I'm getting here with the Eight of Swords coming in is there is some kind of feeling of entrapment. There's a feeling of being stuck that's connected to the Two of Wands. It's connected to some kind of a comfort zone, Pisces. And what I'm seeing here with the Three of Wands, this is actually a really good sign, especially to have this card in this position, because I see you going from Two of Wands to Three of Wands, which is a huge leap. It's big progress, especially when it comes to what each card represents. The Two of Wands, again, it represents stagnation, being stuck, comfort zone, needing to get out of a comfort zone, needing to go out of what's familiar, because there's something that awaits you that is a lot brighter and a lot better than what you've currently have experienced in this situation, in this environment, in this place of your life. And so Two of Wands to progress coming in for you. Eight of Swords to Five of Cups, Ace of Swords in the reverse to Four of Swords in the reverse. Pisces, something put you in this place, okay? The Eight of Swords represents your mind space, and it is a feeling of, yeah, entrapment, being stuck. No matter what you do, no matter how much you try, you tend to find yourself in this mental space. You tend to find yourself in this mental place of, yeah, just feeling like you're all tied up or feeling blindfolded, or again, experiencing some kind of stagnation or negative thought loop patterns, because this is all about the mind space. It does represent the swords. And because this has been going on in your mind space, this has been going on with your emotions. Five of Cups. This talks about a little bit of disillusionment, disappointment, grief, loss, sadness, just feeling like nothing came from what you poured into. Okay, as you can see here, she poured her cups onto this land, hoping that something would come from it, hoping that something would grow from it, and she noticed that nothing came from it. So it's like four of these cups are empty now, right? And she only has one more cup. So instead of pouring onto a relationship or pouring onto someone else or investing that cup into something else, she's gonna use that cup to herself. She's gonna pour onto herself. She's going to invest that into herself, meaning that this final cup that you have, Pisces, you're using for you. And that's what's actually going to get you to the other side. Three of Wands. Trying to get yourself out of this place, again, whether mentally, emotionally. What I see being most affected at this time is your mental space and your emotional space. But how I see you overcoming this, and again, it's right here in the cards. You're going from Two of Wands to Three of Wands. I see you overcoming your emotional space and your mental space, okay, which again, it's looking like you're overcoming this through the Three of Wands, taking action. You're moving forward. You know that your ships are coming in. You are expecting your ships to come in. And there is this energy of excitement. There is this energy of enthusiasm. And we have Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles means that things are going to start to work out for you. Things are going to start to come together. There's going to be more collaborations. There's going to be more compatibility. There's going to be a foundation to build upon. So 3-3 coming in. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Pisces, in the past, there was some things that you simply just didn't understand why they happened, how they happened, or like what it meant. You didn't understand what to take from the situation, because the Ace of Swords in the upright, it talks about clarity, information, communication, insight, a breakthrough, an aha moment. And the reverse is the entire opposite. It talks about confusion, a lack of information, a lack of clarity. And so again, I see this connected to your past. What I'm seeing as what you're coming into is 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, okay? So this looks very promising compared to where you're coming from. So Pisces, it feels like you might have been in a cycle for a little bit too long, but you're cycling out of this energy, okay? So that's the good news. That's the best thing to kind of bring up to the surface, because again, I'm seeing this energy here with the 4 of Swords. Some of you feel like you fully didn't heal from whatever happened, whether mentally or emotionally. You didn't fully heal from what you experienced, whether it was a disappointment, a heartbreak, disillusionment, you know, something that affected you, okay? The 4 of Swords in the original tarot deck is depicted as someone that's in their coffin. They're resting. It's like they gave everything they had to give. They tried, and you know, they're currently in a resting period or an arresting mode, trying to regain that energy, regain that balance, regain that self-confidence, that self-worth, that self-value. And so when the 4 of Swords is in the reverse, it says that there's a few things that you haven't fully healed from just yet, but that's okay, because I see you moving forward. I see things finally starting to shift and work out for you with both of these 3s coming in. So I will go ahead and clarify before we move forward to the last final cards. We have the Queen of Swords and the Hermit, both in the upright. This looks really good, Pisces. So I see past, present, future coming in. And again, whatever you went through, Pisces, I see you coming out on the other side, okay? This is what's affirming the energy. Again, I understand that this energy is not easy to navigate through, but those feelings of entrapment, or those feelings of helplessness, or those feelings of, you know, not being able to get yourself out of this energy, whether emotionally or mentally, is connected to that 2 of Wands. And that 2 of Wands has a positive side to it, because during that time, you're understanding everything that it is that you don't want. You're understanding what you've learned. You're understanding what you've overcome so far and where you're headed, okay? As you can see here, she has this world map, and she has this little travel van and this little surfboard, and she's looking outside her window. She's tired of being in this environment. She's tired of looking at the world from the outside in. She wants to be a part of it, right? And so what I'm getting here is you've had a lot of time to reconsider. You've had a lot of time to put your vision board together, to put together a bucket list, to put together a plan of things that you would want to do in your life, things that you would want to try, experiencing everything that you don't want, either in relationships or in friendships, in career, in business, whatever it is in your life in general, points you in the direction of the things that you do want, okay? So sometimes we get all these no's, and it's like, well, where's the yes? Where are the things that are going to work out? Where are the things that I do want? And all those no's point you to the yes. And so again, this phase was required. It was very well needed in your life to take you to this next cycle. And so 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. This looks really good, Pisces. Let's go ahead and clarify, see what else is coming in for you. I want to know a little bit more about this 3 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. I want to see what's coming in for you. But I feel the energy picking up. There is enthusiasm. There is excitement. There is a newfound motivation. And 3 of Wands is Wands energy. It's fire. Fire is all about action. It's all about motivation. It's all about enthusiasm, excitement. And that's going to override both of these energies, because I'm seeing that there's turmoil happening emotionally and also in your mental space. Again, apply this to your situation, Pisces. If this is your reading, you're going to know who you are. I can't deny the cards that are here. I can't deny the energy that is coming in. But what I can tell you, if this is your reading, you're coming into the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. This is the game changer. This is what you have to look forward to. And what happened, Pisces, is more so connected to the past. It's not that you are reliving this energy. It's currently where your mind space and your emotional space is at because of what you went through in the past. But it doesn't mean that you're going to stay in this place. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. And here's the change. This is the shift. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the 3 of Wands? What is this 3 of Wands coming in for Pisces? What is this about? Okay, Page of Wands in the reverse. 9 of Swords in the upright. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, the World in the reverse. 7 of Wands in the reverse. 7 of Cups in the upright. Queen of Wands in the upright. This is a really good sign. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles coming in as your final card. So I'm going to go ahead and move these cards a little bit so you can see all of them. So Pisces, what are you leaving behind and what are you coming into? As you can see here, this Three of Wands is a very clear portal. It's like you're walking through a portal. You're walking through some kind of, you're shifting your paradigm, okay? It's like, what are you leaving behind and what are you walking into? You see how she's kind of looking out into the shore, waiting for her ships to come in? There's something here. There's a paradigm that you're leaving behind. There's something that needs to go and there's something that you're coming into. And so this is the portal. This is where it all changes. And as I can see here, you already took the step forward. You already crossed through that portal, Pisces. And so now your physical reality is going to start to match the changes that you're going through. So Page of Wands in the reverse to Nine of Swords in the upright, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, the World in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is what I see you leaving behind, Pisces. It's very clear. This is the energy that's going to stay behind. This was connected to the past chapter or the old cycle that you were in. And what are you leaving behind exactly? Nine of Swords. You're leaving behind stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, PTSD, paranoia, nightmares. This is staying behind. You see how we have the Eight of Swords to the Nine of Swords? That's staying in the past cycle. Page of Wands. Another thing that I see you leaving behind, Pisces, is the Page of Wands in the reverse. This is a restless energy. It's an energy that makes you want to jump, and do something and take action and initiate something. But at the same time, there's something, whether it's your head, whether it's your mind, your doubts, your emotions that hold you back. So it's this energy that makes you want to go 1,000 miles an hour, but at the same time, it makes you want to just stop in your tracks. So it's very restless. It's kind of like, wanting to move, wanting to change things, wanting to shift things, and at the same time, not taking the action. So it feels like restlessness. It feels like anxiety. It can feel like burnout. So that's also being left behind in the past. What's also being left behind in the past is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Unbalanced relationships or non-reciprocal connections that are not bringing you any kind of value, that are not bringing you any kind of support or positive energy, or there's a lack of balance, there's not an equal give and take. That's staying in the past. As you can see, the Six of Pentacles is two different hands, two different people. So this is what I'm seeing in relationships and connections. You're no longer going to be staying or what do you call it? Like, you're no longer going to feed into these relationships. You're no longer going to prioritize these kinds of relationships in your life that are unbalanced, unreciprocal. There's not an equal give and take, whichever way it goes. That's also staying in the past. Any kind of lack of balance or grounding. Also, this is your chance, Pisces, to kind of tie loose ends because you're cycling out of this chapter of your life. As you walk through this portal, which I see you already took the first step forward, this is staying in the past. It's official. This is dying out with the old cycle, and the World in the upright means that you successfully closed out the cycle. So in the reverse, it's saying that there might be a few loose ends that you may need to tie up. So the World in the reverse, there may be some unfinished business here, Pisces. Maybe it's just the fact that you have to go back and reassess the things that worked out, the things that didn't work out. And this is a really good card to have in this position, even if it's in the reverse, because we're coming into a new year and we're technically still in the month of December. So it's all about, kind of coming to terms with what worked out this year. What do you want to change? What are the things that you're no longer going to put up with? What are the things that are, again, not a match to your energy or not a match to the vision that you have for yourself? And so this is a really good time to take inventory. This is a really good time to kind of take note of the things that you want to release, the things that didn't work out, and the things that you want to move forward with. The World in the reverse. There's some unfinished business that you may need to, again, reevaluate as this cycle comes to a close, because again, I see you walking through this portal. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Another thing that's being left behind, Pisces, is a lack of boundaries, okay? Boundaries, Pisces, whether energetic, whether physical, whether emotional, whether mental, boundaries are a really big thing for the Piscean collective in general, because Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is all about merging. Pisces is all about, Pisces kind of swallows up the energy. They are very encompassing of their surroundings. That's why it's very easy for you to feel empathy. It's very easy for you to put yourself in another person's shoes, because you're Piscean. You have very high levels of empathy. You have very high levels of sensitivity, of intuition. Again, you represent the water itself. So Seven of Wands, what is one of the biggest life lessons for the Piscean collective in general? Again, I rate for Pisces. I am a Pisces. I have a lot of Pisces in my family. And this is something that I notice very consistently in the Pisces collective, that almost always leads to some kind of pain or some kind of heartbreak, some kind of disappointment, some kind of disillusionment. And that is boundaries, Pisces. When you don't know how to separate your own energy or your own emotions from somebody else's, or you take on somebody else's energy, and it's something that is so natural to you, Pisces. You may not even know that you do this. That's why you tend to be someone that amplifies the energy. You tend to be the uplifter. People love your energy. You bring in that powerful energy, Pisces, and you may not even realize it, that in that powerful energy, you tend to take upon other people's energies. You tend to really connect to their psyche, to their emotions, to what they're going through. And there's a need to create very, very strong boundaries and separate yourself from other people. This is what I'm seeing coming in for you in this new cycle. What are you coming into? 7 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. So we have 777, Pisces. 777 is a lucky number. It's also a very spiritual number. It's all about enlightenment, spirituality, but it talks about good fortune. It talks about luck. You're coming into a lucky streak or a lucky cycle in your life. And you know, a lot of people say that luck isn't real, you create your own luck. But what it feels like is you've been in a cycle, Pisces, where you've been having to do a lot of the heavy lifting. You've been having to do a lot of the work that, you know, revolves around the shadows, that revolves around healing, that revolves around, you know, these lower vibrational energies that can exist inside of us when we encounter a situation that is not, you know, what we wanted or what we intended or what we thought it was going to be. And so it looks like you've been doing a lot of shadow work, Pisces. It looks like you've been rolling up your sleeves and taking care of the things that you need to take care of. And what I see here, 777, you can look up the angel number, but this is the number that's coming in for you. You're coming into a cycle or a phase in your life where you're going to feel like you're the luckiest person alive. You're going to find a lot of luck and good fortune in your life. Things are going to be easier than before. You're gonna notice things just being very seamless, very easy, very simple for you because you had to do the hard work, and you're cycling out of that period of your life into a brand new cycle where there's gonna be a lot of options and a lot of opportunities knocking on your door. You may even feel a bit overwhelmed with how many opportunities, how many options, how many new things are coming into your life, whether it's relationships, opportunities, jobs, investment opportunities, business opportunities. There's an overwhelming feeling of options, okay? You're gonna have a lot of options on the table, and you're gonna see things starting to pick up very, very fast, because this talks about stuck energy. This talks about a lot of movement, maybe even too much movement, where it may feel a little bit chaotic, but in a good sense, in a positive way. It means that you're gonna have a lot of new energy coming into your life that's going to move you away from any kind of stuck energy, any kind of stagnation. It's going to pick up very quickly. So I just feel the need to tell you that so that you are prepared. But what's coming with that is, again, a lot of opportunities, a lot of options, a lot of new relationships and connections clicking into place, where you're gonna have to use your discernment. You're gonna have to use your ability to trust your own decision making, because you're gonna be faced with a lot of choices, a lot of options, a lot of decisions to make. Queen of Wands, go with that which inspires you most. Go with what sets you on fire, the things that you feel most creative and passionate about, the things that put you into a natural flow. Because Queen of Wands, Pisces, you're going from 2 of Wands to 3 of Wands to 7 of Wands in the reverse, learning how to establish healthy boundaries in your life over walls. And then I see you progressing straight into the Queen of Wands in the upper. Whether you're male or female, Pisces, both of these queens are just representing your energy. And these are both power cards. So you're coming into a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Wands. So what I see happening for you, Pisces, is you're coming into a sense of clarity. You are tuning into your logic. You are tuning into your intelligence. You're tuning into your communication, to the truth of the situation. This is like a cutthroat kind of energy. This is a no BS kind of queen, okay? This is not, you're not entertaining people, relationships, things, environments, places that no longer benefit you. As you can see, her hand is on the sword. She is ready to cut things out. She's ready to make moves and do the things that she knows that she has to do to get to where she wants to be. And in that process, she locks the cup. As you can see here, there's a cup that's locked. What does that cup represent? That cup represents the water. The water represents the emotions, meaning she's putting her emotions and her feelings aside to do what she knows is best for her. So this means that you're placing yourself, Pisces, your best interest, first before anybody or anything in your life, because that's what you need to do to succeed. And I see you doing that, Pisces. I see you going into this no BS mode. I see you cutting things left and right out of your life. And it feels like it's in preparation for this new year. It feels like you're getting some kind of a head start, and you're learning to acknowledge the red flags. You're learning to acknowledge the things that are not in your best interest, the things that do not serve you. And so again, I see you tuning into your logic. This is the power, okay? This is the clarity to see the truth, to put together a plan, to strategize, to know what it is that you have to do. Not from a place of feeling, not from a place of emotion, not even from a place of intuition, but from a place of knowing, from a place of insight, from a place of having the information, having the clarity to make the decisions that you have to make. So again, I see your intelligence, your communication, your clarity completely on board with Queen of Wands, your action and your passion. So Pisces, this energy put together, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, you are unstoppable, okay? You are prioritizing yourself and your best interests above anything and everything in your life, which is exactly what you have to do at this time, because Seven of Pentacles, this is all about investing into yourself. This is all about nourishing yourself, nourishing your own growth. What is it that that plant needs to grow? What kind of fertilizer? How many times do you have to water that plant? How much sunlight does it need? It feels like you're tuning into every single one of your requirements, every single one of your wants, every single one of your needs, and you're giving that to yourself. You're giving yourself that time, that energy, that self-care, that self-love, and you're placing yourself above anything and everybody else in your life, okay? Because the easiest way to fall in this cycle, in this cycle, is when you prioritize others over you. Okay, it's almost a little bit like a self-betrayal kind of energy, because it means that you're putting someone or something else before your own self, before your own needs. And some people might say, oh, okay, that's being compassionate, that's being caring and loving and empathetic, but that's one of your main lessons for this lifetime, Pisces, is establishing those healthy boundaries so that you don't self-sacrifice for other people in other situations that wouldn't do the same for you. So you have to have your own back. You have to have your own best interests in mind and at heart. And that's exactly what I see you doing here. Seven of Pentacles, you're going all into yourself, Pisces. You are betting into yourself, because this, Pisces, this is a little bit sad, but I'm going to bring it up again. See this Five of Cups? Okay, what happens when water and earth come together? Plants and trees grow. And what I see here is in your past cycle, Pisces, you had 5 cups to you, okay? 5 cups to yourself. You invested 4 cups, okay? Either into a person, into a relationship, into a job, into a career, into a business, into a situation, into an environment. And 4 times it didn't work out. Nothing came from that. It's like, what are you gonna do with your final cup? You're gonna use that cup and you're gonna bet on yourself, okay? And because you're using that cup to water you, you're going from a 5 of Cups to a 7 of Pentacles. You finally get something to grow for yourself. Much of yourself, you poured onto others, you poured onto situations, onto opportunities, onto people, onto relationships, and nothing came from it. You ended up with empty cups, okay? I can't deny the cards that are here. And as you can see the depiction, your cups were not replenished. Okay, it's like you gave so much of yourself and you were left on empty. So that final cup, Pisces, you're doing something different. Okay, 4 times in a row, nothing came from it. With that 5th cup, this is the 5 of Cups. That's 4 cups being poured onto something or someone that did not give back. It left you empty. Now that 5th cup, you're pouring onto yourself. And that's the key to your success. That's literally the game changer. That's when things shift and change for you, because you go from 5 of Cups to 7 of Pentacles. Finally, okay, you are pouring onto yourself. Everything that you learn to do for others, everything that you've been giving to others, you're learning to do that for yourself. In 7 of Pentacles, finally something grows. You are investing into yourself. And because of that, Pisces, you've established an entire foundation, an entire root system. And now you're starting to see things grow for you. You are starting to see things progress for you in a very tangible way. See how we go from water being emotions into Pentacles? Something tangible, something earthly that you can show for. I'm seeing a lot of progress coming in for you, Pisces. This looks beautiful. It feels like you had to learn those lessons, but you are over that cycle. You're cycling out, and now it's time to, again, take inventory, reevaluate the situation, and come to some kind of conclusion and completion, because that cycle is over in your life. So 7 of Pentacles coming in. I do want to touch base on this card. It's all about not giving up and investing into yourself. So 7 of Pentacles. A pause, states of gratitude, reflecting on your journey, waiting to harvest the fruits of your labor, a sign to keep going. You're almost there. You've been doing the work and your wildly successful roots are growing. You may not see the fruits of your labor yet. Know that they exist and that any lack you are feeling is simply residual energy that is being worked through. It is time to fall into faith and to pause and give thanks. Realize that you are the living, breathing result of all your memories, hopes, and hard work. Keep going. This moment gives you a divine interlude to revisit your purpose and direction. Your arrival is possible only after you pinpoint the destination. Has your journey shifted so much that what you originally germinated is not the thing that you desire to harvest? What needs to change to satisfy your deepest intentions? If you're feeling any frustration or lack of progress, remember that giant dreams aren't built in a day. Take a moment to breathe and reflect on these profound sacred breaths, and this can reinvigorate and realign. As I give thanks for what it is that I'm about to harvest, I know that my life is headed in the right direction. So Pisces, if you are doubting or wanting some kind of reassurance or confirmation, you are on the right path. The only thing that I'm seeing here shift is how you invest your energy, where you give your energy, your attention, and your time, your resources. Instead of, again, investing into somebody else's business or investing into someone else's projects or betting on somebody else or, placing your attention, your energy, your support onto a person or a relationship, you're simply just repurposing that energy and placing that much energy, that much care and love onto yourself. So it's like, instead of being left with empty cups, you are filling your own cup. And that's changing up the game because that 5 of Cups turns into a 7 of Pentacles. Clarify the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, Knight of Wands. Temperance in the reverse. Justice in the upright. 2 major arcanas coming in. 4 of Pentacles. Wow, okay, this looks really good. See how we go 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles? Pisces, no matter what you're going through right now, I'm seeing progress in the right direction, okay? So no matter how it looks, no matter how it feels right now, you are moving forward, you are progressing, no matter what anybody says, no matter how you feel, no matter what you've noticed, like if things are not happening fast enough, there is progress and it's very tangible. See how we go 2 to 3, 3 to 4? Yeah, you're going from 3 of Pentacles to 4 of Pentacles, working together, compatibility, bringing in different kinds of resources and time and energy to put something together here. And finally, 3 of Pentacles to 4 of Pentacles, having a brand new stable foundation, savings, money, opportunities coming in with the 4 of Pentacles. Let's see what else comes in. 3 of Pentacles for Pisces, clarify. Holy Spirit, please clarify this energy for Pisces. 3 of Pentacles for Pisces. What is this? We have the Queen of Wands again coming up. So 3 of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, there is also Pisces, like what it looks like here, you're building something, you're working towards something, you're pouring your work, your time, your energy, your resources into putting something together, building upon something, and then that becomes a foundation. 4 of Pentacles, and then Page of Pentacles comes in. It's gonna bring this new, and I just saw 33:44 on the clock. It's gonna bring some kind of a new base for you. It's bringing in some stability, some groundedness, some peace into your life, and it's also bringing in, Pisces, 4th dimensional, 3rd dimensional, and 5th dimensional energy, meaning that you have the resources, the time, the energy that you need to manifest your dreams into reality. The Page of Pentacles is all about manifesting your dreams into reality. Not just the process of manifestation, which is energetic, but the process of materialization, seeing it come into reality, seeing how the energy, the time, the effort that you invest materializes for you. That's what the Page of Pentacles is doing for you. And again, it's bringing in that sense of groundedness, that sense of stability, that base, that foundation, that sense of safety and security coming in after some kind of an imbalance that you experienced. Knight of Wands to Justice. Pisces, some of you in the past, you were trying to build with someone, or it feels like with someone, because I'm seeing 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, and there was some kind of a third party situation where it doesn't necessarily have to be another person. It could just mean that they were not prioritizing you or taking you serious, or investing as much as you were investing into the project, into the business, into the investment, into the relationship, whatever this was. It feels like there was a third party situation that simply was not beneficial to you. It was not balanced for you, and this is not what you wanted for yourself. Like, you knew that you deserved better than this. So Temperance in the reverse, you let something, Pisces, shift out of your life. Okay, you didn't want to hold on to it, you didn't want to fight for it, you just let it kind of fizzle out and kind of cycle out of your life because it wasn't balanced. Also, what I'm getting here is someone wasn't patient with you, or someone had a lack of patience with you, like someone wanted to rush things or move things very fast with you. I don't know if this is pertaining to business, relationships, friendships. I don't know what this is, but there's this feeling of oil and water, like your personalities or your communication styles or your ways of, you know, kind of viewing a situation, like your perspective was not aligned, and you kind of let this fall out of your life. Like, you kind of let this cycle out of your life, and it brought a sense of balance. See how we go from major arcana to major arcana? Temperance in the reverse. You let this die out and you tuned into justice. You brought balance back into your life. You brought the truth, the honesty, the stability back into your life, passions, to your creativity, to your flow. I see you being very individualistic and very independent at this stage in this time of your life, Pisces. I don't see you really taking other people or other situations into account like you used to in the past, because what I'm seeing here, Pisces, is you learned the lesson. Okay, you learned that no matter how much you gave of yourself, no matter how much you invested of yourself, you ended up with empty cups. And so what I see you doing is you're going from a 5 of cups, being in your emotions, being in your feelings, tired of being sad, tired of being disappointed. Honestly, this is what this energy represents, is disillusionment. And I see you going from 5 of cups to Knight of Wands. Look at the difference, okay? This is the before, this is the after. Look at the smile on her face. Look at the warmth and the energy. This is a very individualistic, independent energy of, what do I want? What do I like? Do I want to do that? Does that light me up? Is that something that I want to do? Whereas this is sometimes, it can talk about over compromising or, you know, kind of investing into someone or investing into a situation, and it just doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't fill up your cups. It doesn't do anything for you. Not only does it not fill up your cups, it leaves you feeling empty, whether energetically, whether emotionally, mentally. And so here it's all about you. Okay, what makes you happy? What is it that you want to do? Okay, you know what I'm getting out of this energy here? It's kind of like if someone wants to do some kind of activity, or someone invites you on a trip, or someone wants to go do this or that, and you're just like, that's just not my vibe. You know, maybe in the past you would have gone, or maybe in the past you would have said yes, and it might have left you feeling empty because that's not something that you wanted to do, or that's not something that you resonated with. Whereas the Knight of Wands is like, no, like that's not something that I want to do. I'm gonna go do the thing that I want to do, the thing that ignites me, the thing that sparks me, the thing that brings excitement into my life. And if you want to join, then good. If not, I'm fine. Okay, so Knight of Wands, you're going from this energy of the 5 of Cups into the Knight of Wands. You're doing your thing, okay? And this is an energy of being a little selfish, but in a good way, because Pisces is represented by selflessness, okay? So in order to balance selflessness, you gotta be selfish with your energy, with your time, with your resources, because nobody else is gonna fill up your cups. So you have to have your own best interest in mind and at heart. You got to be able to play for your own team. You got to be able to have your own back and support yourself, because you notice that nobody else did. Nobody else had your back. Nobody else supported you. And this is why you ended up with empty cups. Again, I can't deny that energy, Pisces. So you're going from water to fire. Okay, you're going from empty cups to being full of energy and life and passion and excitement and enthusiasm, and doing the things that just spark you. Okay, if it's not something that you don't want to do, you're not going to do that, because you are going to prioritize yourself and your own well-being. And this is why you're being propelled from Knight of Wands to Queen of Wands. Pisces, I'm seeing a lot of growth coming in for you. I can see the process. I can see where you're coming from. I can also see the things that didn't work out, the cycles that perpetuated in your life. You long healing cycle that just perpetuated in your life longer than it had to, longer than it needed to. And that's not fair to you, Pisces. You're not meant to always be sad. You're not meant to always be in your feelings and your emotions. You're not always meant to have to heal from something or someone hurting you or disappointing you. And so I'm going to be honest, 4 of Swords, this healing cycle stayed open in your life longer than it needed to. And it wasn't fair to you, you know, as a person. So this is your season, Pisces, of being selfish, of giving back to yourself, doing only the things that you want to do, doing only the things that spark you and light you up, because this is how you're going to, reignite the flame in your life. You see how the 2 of Wands, she has 2 wands, but neither one of these wands has a lit flame, okay? But look at the 3 of Wands. Now you have a flame that's lit up. Look at the Knight of Wands. Your flame is lit up. Look at the Queen of Wands. The flame is lit up. You got the fire, okay? Whereas the Two of Wands, it's a Wands card, but there is no fire. There's boredom, there's stagnation, there's a need to leave the comfort zone. You've been in a place for too long. There is no fire, there is no excitement, there's nothing new there. And see how you go one step, being the Two of Wands, to Three of Wands, and the fire reignites in your life. That creativity, the passion, the flow is back, okay? You are reigniting your flame by doing the things that serve you, the things that you want to do, the things that make you happy. By being selfish is how you get to this point, Pisces. And again, a lot of people will say that sounds counterintuitive, or it sounds like that's not the right kind of advice to give. But I can only tell you that because I'm seeing the Five of Cups, meaning you've poured so much of yourself into other people, into situations, into projects, and you ended up empty. Okay, this is the sad energy. Okay, I can't deny this can even represent a little bit of depression, feeling empty, feeling a little bit apathetic because you were left with nothing. So the best way to reignite the flame and to bring yourself back to life is by giving back to yourself. So Pisces, I see beautiful progress coming in here for you. Four of Pentacles is all about new business opportunities coming into your life, having savings, having investments, feeling very stable, very secure, very grounded when it comes to your physical material reality. And I see that coming in for you because Three of Pentacles, you're working on that, okay? You're working on building that. And then Four of Pentacles, it's actually a built foundation that is stable and is going to sustain you to build upon it. So this looks really good, Pisces. I'm going to clarify this Ace of Swords in the reverse. See what comes in. Holy Spirit, what is this Ace of Swords in the reverse for Pisces? What is this Ace of Swords in the reverse for Pisces? Please clarify, Holy Spirit. What does this mean for Pisces? Another Ace. So Ace of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Cups in the upright, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Tell me more. Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, Pisces. Yeah, okay, this is all about you, Pisces. Okay, I'm gonna say it. This is your time, Pisces. If there was ever a time to be selfish, it's now. This is all about you. Okay, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, Pisces, you're no longer going to be waiting on people. You're no longer going to be waiting on opportunities. You're no longer going to be waiting on anything or anyone, because the Knight of Pentacles is all about delays, stagnation, and things just simply not progressing, okay? In the upright, it's the slowest moving knight, but he always gets to the finish line. In the reverse, there's just no movement, okay? It's just a prolonged waiting period. So you're not going to wait on opportunities, you're going to create them. You're not going to wait on people, okay? It's not about chasing, it's not even about attracting, it's about replacing. You're going to be moving forward, Pisces, in the way that serves you and benefits you. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. This is your time, Pisces. It's all about you. It's all about your growth. It's all about your goals. And again, putting yourself number one, playing for your own team in your life. Ace of Swords in the reverse. There was a lack of clarity, a lack of communication, a lack of information that Knight of Pentacles you were waiting on. You were waiting for things to make sense. You were waiting for things to come around, for things to clear up, for new opportunities to come in. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. You're no longer waiting. You're replacing the Ace of Swords with an Ace of Cups. And you're following the things that, again, bring that sense of fulfillment, that sense of satisfaction, happiness, joy, upliftment. Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Pisces, you are very, very attractive at this time, but that comes with a warning. A lot of people that are coming into your life, Pisces, they may just want access to you. They may just want access to your energy for selfish reasons, for selfish motives. And what I'm seeing here is you already had to encounter people like that, okay? That left you feeling empty. So what I'm going to say, Pisces, is to, again, not give of yourself. Okay, don't feel compromised. Don't feel like you have to give of yourself, because in both of these cards, I see you minding your own business. I see you doing your own thing. And actually, this brings up, I saw a quote the other day, and this is Spirit's bringing this up like loud and clear. If I can find the quote, I'm going to post it on the community tab. But the quote is, if you see me happy, leave me the F alone, because I did so much to get to this point. Okay, so many people, Pisces, They love your energy. They like to be around you. They like what you represent. They like the idea of you, but they don't bring anything positive into your life. They don't give back to you in a sense. You always end up feeling emotionally drained, in this state of feeling empty, 5 of Cups, or in this state of having to heal yourself, 4 of Swords in the reverse. And right now, Pisces, you really could care less. Okay, this is all about you. As you can see, her eyes are closed. She's going within. She's not looking outside of herself. As you can see, she's focused on her pentacles. She's focused on her harvest. Both of these cards, look at her expression. She is not focused on giving to somebody else. She's not focused on to bringing other people into her reality or into her life. This is all about you, Pisces. And this time of your life is actually going to propel you to a major success. This is necessary because, again, the people that you had around you were emptying your cups. They were not filling them up. So you got to be able to fill your own cups to get to the achievements and the success that you need. Because these people or these situations, not only did they leave you feeling confused, there was a lack of communication, a lack of clarity, a lack of honesty, a lack of truth. Ace of Swords in the reverse. You waited on them, Pisces. Or I don't want to say that you waited on them, but a lot of things got delayed in your life because of these cycles. So you're no longer going to place yourself in those cycles for anything or anyone. Okay, because this is the result. If you allow this to happen, you're going to stay in a healing cycle and you're going to stay in sadness, disappointment, even a little bit of apathy or depression with the 5 of Cups. So that cycle is over, Pisces, and it's all about you. For you to take a look at your emotional needs and find a way to meet those emotional needs through yourself, through your own energy, through your own waters, okay? Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, because that's going to lead you to a major harvest in your life. It's going to lead you to some kind of major success. 9 of Pentacles is all about prosperity, abundance, material and spiritual wealth. Again, big financial breakthroughs, money miracles coming in. It's all about the Pentacles. So this water that you're giving back to yourself is resulting in a big harvest. Again, earth and water coming together, plants and trees grow. There's a lot of abundance and prosperity coming into your life. And again, this is your selfish season. This is your selfish cycle, Pisces, because you're putting yourself first. And that's exactly what's going to guide you and lead you into the success. So Queen of Swords coming in for Pisces, Holy Spirit. What do you want Pisces to know about the Queen of Swords? Okay. So we have 6 of Cups in the reverse, we have the Tower in the reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles again in the upright. Pisces, you're cutting out past relationships, past people, and past memories out of your life, okay? It's a done deal. 6 of Cups in the reverse, you have the sword in hand because you are avoiding a Tower moment, okay? Pisces, some of you may have experienced a lot of disappointment when it came to certain relationships in your life. Not getting what it is that you needed or what it is that you wanted out of the relationship, out of the connection. And these are all about past energies, past people, past relationships, exes, old connections in your life that are only draining your life force. See how we have 5 of Cups to 6 of Cups? They're only creating more emotional baggage. They're only draining you emotionally and energetically. And right here with the Queen of Swords, you're ready to move forward. Do you see how she's looking forward? Okay, she's not looking at the past, she's looking forward, and she has a sword in hand. She's cutting those relationships, she's severing ties, so that you avoid a Tower moment, okay? Because some of you, Pisces, you didn't see the changes that you wanted to see in these relationships. You didn't get what it is that you wanted, you didn't get what it is that you needed, and keeping this open is only going to create more disappointment. It's only going to drain more of your energy and your resources. So you're, again, putting your mind over your heart, locking away your emotions and doing what it is that you know that you have to do for your own good. 7 of Pentacles, and you're investing that back into yourself. The Hermit. Pisces, the answers that you seek are coming to you in a time of introspection. So some of you may want to take upon meditation because you are going to be receiving a lot of answers, a lot of insight about what's coming in your future energy. Pisces, this looks really good. Again, you are coming into a major success in this season, in this month of December. And it's happening because of the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, this is what you're leaving behind. This is what you're coming into. Holy Spirit, any final advice for Pisces when it comes to this reading? Any final advice for Pisces when it comes to this reading? Okay, 10 of Wands, the Star in the reverse, the World in the upright. We just had it in the reverse, now it's in the upright, Pisces. You're closing something out successfully. Any final advice for Pisces, Holy Spirit? Any final advice for Pisces? Knight of Cups, King of Cups in the reverse. In the reverse, they can be emotionally manipulative, okay, towards you in a sense. And I'm only saying that because the King of Cups is in the reverse. This is someone that can appeal to your emotions, someone who can appeal to your wants, knows what your desires are. And because you are very attractive at this time, your energy is very attractive again. We have the Queen of Cups, okay, and the Nine of Pentacles coming in. Everybody wants to have access to you. Everybody wants to have access to your energy, but they don't have anything that is going to be beneficial to you at this time, is what it looks like. King of Cups in the reverse. So be careful of new offers that are coming in because they could potentially be emotionally manipulative. And this is all about giving back to yourself, okay? Not entertaining these connections. The World in the upright, you are successfully closing out of these cycles, Pisces, and you're coming into a new cycle and a new phase in your life that is not karmic. That you're not going to be repeating lessons, that you're not going to be going through old baggage. 10 of Wands talks about a very long journey, having that baggage, having to pull through. The World in the upright, you've completed, it's a 10, completion, that cycle. And this new phase that you're coming into has no karma. You've balanced and cleared that karma out. So do not lose hope, do not lose faith, Pisces, because you did the right thing. Book a personal reading, the information's in the description box below. But for now, this is all I have for your reading, Pisces. Congratulations, the World in the upright, Pisces. Blessings, take care.